Good morning, year six. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. So, as you can tell from the title, today we're starting a new chapter. We're going to be learning about the World War One, right? So, today's lesson, we're going to find out about when and how it started, and then we're going to dive deeper the next few lessons as we go on. So, let's find out about when it started. When was the First World War? The First World War began on July 28th, 1914, and it ended on the 11th of November, 1918. So, what makes November 11th still special today? Well, it's obvious. Um, it's special because that was when the war ended. We celebrate the end of the First World War every year with an observed silence on 11th November at 11 a.m. Now, this is a time to remember all those who fought in the war and the millions of people who lost their lives. Now, let's find out about why it actually happened. Now, you see this picture on your right. This is Archduke Franz Ferdinand. In 1914, he was about to become the king of Austria-Hungary. However, before he was able to take the throne, he was assassinated by a Serbian group called the Black Hand. This event was seen as the main cause of the First World War. However, there were several other reasons that led to the battle. Right now, in the early 1900s, Europe was very peaceful. Lots of countries growing in wealth. Many European countries colonized countries in Africa. For example, Britain colonized Sudan and Egypt. France colonized Algeria, Morocco, Niger, and Chad, and Italy colonized Libya, and so on. So these countries were becoming richer, and they had much more resources because of the colonization. So it was relatively peaceful. Um, and also, we there's a very interesting point that I should mention. Ethiopia and Liberia were free from any European control. These are the only two African countries that were not colonized. Now, in the early 1900s in Europe, Britain and France were considered very powerful because they owned lots of countries in other parts of the world, which were mainly in Asia and Africa. At this time, Germany did not own any other countries and were not considered as powerful as Britain and France. They wanted to become more powerful, so they began building large warships and creating a strong army. This led lots of other countries to do the same. Now, alliances between the countries. Many countries began to set up alliances with each other. This meant that the countries would support one another and defend each other in case of war. Now, there were two main alliances: the Triple Entente. This was an agreement between Britain, France, and Russia. And then we have the other alliance that was called the Central Powers. This was an agreement between Germany and Austria-Hungary. So there were two main groups here, two main alliances: the Triple Entente, Britain, France, and Russia; the Central Powers, Germany, and Austria-Hungary. Now, some countries became nervous because of the large armies and warships that others had available to them, and they decided they needed to defend each other if there was ever war. If one of the countries was attacked, the others in the alliance would have to go into conflict to help them. Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Now, he was visiting armies in Serbia in June 1914 when a Serbian group called the Black Hand assassinated him during his visit. To assassin is to kill, so he was killed during his visit. After a number of attempts from members of the Black Hand, Gavarilo, this guy that you see on top, Gavarilo Princip finally shot and killed the Archduke. Now, this is the Archduke on your left. He was assassinated by Gavarilo on your right. Now, why did Britain enter the war? Because of the Triple Entente alliance between Britain, France, and Russia, Britain had to enter the war when France was invaded by the German army. The war began for Britain at the Battle of the Mons in Belgium in August 1914. Now, your homework is to read pages 29 and 30, and then answer the questions on page 28. Please make sure you complete any pending homework in your social studies booklet, not on a piece of paper, not in your copybooks, okay? And also, please do not send me done, otherwise I will consider your homework undone. I'm keeping track, so be careful. All right, so this is it. This is our lesson for this week. I'll probably see you after the break. Inshallah, have a good break. Enjoy your time. Make sure you stay safe. That's all. I'll see you afterwards, after the holidays. Have a good one. Bye.